Hello, welcome to the Self Learning Podcast by Dr. Shishma Singh. Let us start discussion on Chapter 3 Understanding Social Institutions. And our topic is religion. Religion has been a subject of study and reflection for a very long time. In Chapter 1, we have seen how sociological findings about society are different from religious reflections. The sociological study of religion is different from a religious or theological study of religion in many ways. One, it conducts empirical studies of how religions actually function in society and its relationship to other institutions. Two, it uses a comparative method. Three, it investigates religious beliefs, practices, and institutions in relation to other aspects of society and culture. The empirical method means that the sociologist does not have a judgmental approach to religious phenomena. The comparative method is important because, in a sense, it brings all societies on level with each other. It has to study without bias and prejudice. The sociological perspective means that religious life can be made intangible only by relating it to domestic life, economic life, and political life. Religion exists in all non societies, although religious beliefs and practices vary from culture to culture. Characteristics that all religions seem to share are set of symbols invoking feelings of reverence or awe, rituals or ceremonies, a community of believers. The rituals associated with religion are very diverse. Ritual acts may include praying, chanting, singing, eating certain kinds of food, or refraining from doing so, fasting on certain days, and so on. Since ritual acts are oriented towards religious symbols, they are usually seen as quite distinct from the habits and procedures of ordinary life. Lighting a candle or diya to honor the divine differs completely in its significance from doing so simply to light a room. Religious rituals are often carried out by an individual in his or her personal everyday life. But all religions also involve ceremonial practices collectively by believers. Regular ceremonials normally occur in special places, churches, mosques, temples, and shrines. Religion is about the sacred realms. Think of what members of different religions do before entering a sacred realm. For example, covering one's head or not covering one's head, taking off shoes or wearing particular kind of clothes, etc. What is common to them all is the feeling of awe, recognition, and respect for sacred places and situations. Sociologists of religion following Emile Durkheim are interested in understanding this sacred realm, which every society distinguishes from the profane. In most cases, the sacred includes an element of the supernatural. Often, the sacred quality of a tree or a temple comes with the belief that it is sacred precisely because there is some supernatural force behind it. However, it is important to keep in mind that some religions like early Buddhism and Confucianism had no conception of the supernatural, but did allow sufficient reverence of things and persons which they considered sacred. Studying religion sociologically, let us ask questions about the relationship of religion with other social institutions. Religion has had a very close relationship with power and politics. For instance, periodically in history there have been religious movements for social change, like various anti caste movements or movements against gender discrimination. Religion is not just a matter of the private belief of an individual, but it also has a public character, and it is this public character of religion which has an important bearing on other institutions of society. We have seen how sociology looks at power in a wide sense. It is therefore of sociological interest to look at the relationship between the political and religious spheres. Classical sociologists believed that as societies modernized, religion would become less influential over various spheres of life. The concept secularization describes this process. Contemporary events suggest a persisting role of religion in various aspects of society. Why do you think this is so? A pioneering work of Max Weber demonstrates how sociology looks at religion in its relationship to other aspects of social and economic behavior. Weber argues that Calvinism, a branch of Protestant Christianity, exerted an important influence on the emergence and growth of capitalism as a mode of economic organization. The Calvinists believed that the world was created for the glory of God, meaning that any work in this world had to be done for His glory, making even mundane works acts of worship. More importantly, however, the Calvinists also believed in the concept of predestination, which meant that the whether one will go to heaven or hell was preordained. Since there was no way of knowing whether one has been assigned heaven or hell, people sought to look for signs of God's will in this world, in their own occupations. Thus, if a person in whatever profession was consistent and successful in his or her work, it was interpreted as a sign of God's happiness. The money earned was not to be used for worldly consumption. Rather, the ethics of Calvinism was to live frugally. This meant that investment became something like a holy creed. At the heart of capitalism is the concept of investment, which is about investing capital to make more goods, which create more profit, which in turn creates more capital. Thus, Weber was able to argue that religion, in this case Calvinism, does have an influence on economic development. Religion cannot be studied as a separate entity. Social forces always and invariably influence religious institutions. Political debates, economic situations, and gender norms will always influence religious behavior. Conversely, religious norms influence and sometimes even determine social understanding. Women constitute half of the world's population. Sociologically, therefore, it becomes important to ask what relationship this vast segment of human population has with religion. Religion is an important part of society and is inextricably tied to other parts. The task of sociologists is to unreveal these various interconnections. In traditional societies, religion usually plays a central part in social life. Religious symbols and rituals are often integrated with the material and artistic culture of society. Now, let us wind up the session and thank you very much for engaging yourself with the Self Learning Podcast.